Okay, because I think they're trying to undermine
The entire
what you and the
topic.
city council are trying to, work through. And, bad.
Just to go to a study session, but
I don't know what I'm supposed to have sound coming in and out of, or
Let it go, Scott. Let it go. Let it go, Scott.
Then you got a mask on.
Karen's not here tonight? Or she's not coming here?
She's not in the thing. But I think she's.
Is that her? Which one is it?
It'd be the right center square.
Right center.
all right. So
Is this who's here? Is that what that does?
we've got
she's on the second row on the right,
Where Peter Brady.
right here.
right there.
Peter Brady.
All right, we got 7 o'clock. Is everyone ready?
Yeah.
Here's the story.
Sure.
All right, I'm gonna admit everyone in here.
It's been too long.
That was good. That was really good.
Yeah, I will.
I tell the department heads they got to turn it on so we can see their faces.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
You want to unmute yourself so you can talk.
Unmute on the Zoom portion. Okay. Make sure we got the. It says, yeah, this is tricky here. Well, welcome everybody. Thank you for joining the council meeting here on Tuesday, September 8th. For those of you who are on the Zoom portion, that's great. We just want to make sure that everyone that may not be knows that this meeting is allowed. You can view it on our the city cable channel like normal, through the city website, and streamed on YouTube. We're going to try and keep the Zoom portion to those looking to participate in public comment, either the beginning portion or the latter portion. So we will get started here with the Pledge of Allegiance. But when we do that, too, I'd like to do a moment of silence after the fact. Since our last council meeting, we've actually lost 2 Trenton residents to COVID-19. So if we could do a moment of silence there. Pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God,
indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Alrighty then, so we will call this meeting to order at 7:02 on Tuesday, September 8th. Madam Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Von Cricks?
Here.
Benedetti?
Present.
Cabawatton?
Present.
LaFever?
Here.
Pate? Here. Perugi?
Here.
Rizeppa?
Here.
Quorum present, Mayor Rizeppa.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Apologies to anyone watching if we're a little, or I, in particular me, if I'm a little bit rusty with this, trying a new setup here between using Board Docs, Zoom, getting this streamed live, and doing all that fun stuff. So we will work on that as much as possible. So we will go on here to the minute approval for the August 17th, 2020 meeting.
So move.
Support.
It has been moved and supported. Is there any further discussion? Madam Clerk, would you please, or actually, we don't need to do the roll call this time around. Seeing none, it is unanimously so ordered. So moving down in the agenda here, we have the public comment regarding items on the agenda portion. For anyone wishing to participate in public comment, at this time, we're asking that it be limited solely to items on today's agenda. For anyone that would like to comment, if you click participants in the Zoom box below, on the bottom of your screen, there should be a button on the right side that comes up that says raise hand, and we encourage you to use that feature. So again, this is the public comment portion for items on today's agenda. We'd ask anyone wishing to speak on those agenda items to begin with your name and address, that you direct all questions through me, the chair, and that you limit your questions to comments to 5 minutes for that matter. We'll give it just a second here to see if anyone gets their hands up. Again, if anyone needs to put their hand up, it's the participants tab on the bottom of your screen, along with clicking raise hand. Alrighty, seeing none on today's agenda items, we will move right along. So next up, we have no bid openings, petitions, appointments. We'll move on to general, 33rd District Court, fines, costs, and fees for July 2020. I will defer to our delegate to the court, Councilman LaFever.
Thank you, Mayor. Make a motion to receive and place and file the fine, costs, and fees for July of 2020, which shows the city of Trenton owing the court $11,913.40.
Support.
It's been moved and supported. Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, it is unanimously so ordered. Thank you, Councilman. Next on the agenda, we have from our city engineer, petition to divide property 2250 Vreeland, Lot 12. I will pull this up for Mr. Hogan.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Yes, the petition is by Mr. Pierre Ranville, and it's to divide the property, Lot 12 of Lake Erie Highlands subdivision. This is also known as 2250 Vreeland. It's the property just west of Jefferson off the corner there. So we recommend that this petition be referred to the Planning Commission for their review and recommendation.
I also move.
Support.
It has been moved and supported. Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, it is unanimously so ordered.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Hogan. Next on the agenda, for Parks and Rec Director, resolution supporting the ballot proposal to amend the Michigan Natural Resources Trust Fund.
Thank you, Mayor Rizeppa. I'm actually going to be filling in for Joanne this evening.
Thank you.
On November 3rd, Michiganders have an opportunity to make a lasting impact on Michigan's natural lands and waterways for generations to come. This November, voters will be asked if additional funding should go towards Michigan Natural Resources Trust Fund projects to conserve and improve Michigan's great outdoors for all of us to enjoy without raising our taxes. The MNRTF plays a key role in protecting our wildlife habitats, maintaining our outdoor recreational spaces, and conserving land around our clean water resources. Attached is the background information, which I believe all of the council and the mayor have received. and we look for you to approve the resolution in support of the ballot proposal to amend the Michigan Natural Resources Trust Fund and allow yourselves to sign on behalf of it.
So moved.
Support.
It's been moved and supported. Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, it is unanimously so ordered. Thank you very much,
Very
Mr.
much.
Speaker. All right. Next on, let's see, Madam Clerk, we don't have any late items tonight, do we?
No, we do not.
Wonderful. So next up, we will move on to our disbursements, or our authorized disbursements, and I will defer to our Mayor Pro Tem, Councilman Benedetti.
Make a motion to approve disbursements for September 8th, 2020, amount of $569,860.89.
Support.
It has been moved and supported. Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, it is unanimously so ordered.
Mayor, I also make a motion to hold a study session on Monday, September 14th, 2020 at 7 p.m. to discuss economic development.
Support.
It has been moved and supported. Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, it is unanimously so ordered. Did you have one more in there, Councilman?
No? Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. I do. Motion to hold a closed study session on Monday, September 14th, 2020, immediately following the study session for the purpose of litigation, lease, and contract negotiations. Yes, sorry.
It's been moved and supported. Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Benedetti,
Yes.
Kiabawatan,
Yes.
LaFever,
Yes.
Pate,
Yes.
Perugi,
Yes.
Rezeppa,
Yes.
Von Crooks.
Yes.
Motion carries, Mayor Rezeppa.
All right, thank you very much, Madam Clerk. So we will move on here to other council business. I'll be very brief. I do hope everyone had a somewhat at least restful and enjoyable Labor Day weekend. And I did want to provide the update as well, as I have done in the last couple meetings, that we are now, our cumulative totals for positive COVID-19 cases in Trenton is 242 since the beginning. That is inclusive, to the best of my knowledge, that is only Trenton residents, and those are folks who have a positive test on file. Then it is inclusive of anyone who may be at home, hospitalized, have any degree of symptoms, be in senior care facilities, things of that nature. And unfortunately, we did see a pretty continued spike there, but I think fortunately our last 4 days have had 0 new cases, which has been positive. But unfortunately, again, since we last met about 3 weeks ago, did have 2 additional fatalities. So we'll certainly be thinking about the families and loved ones affected there. But other than that, I actually don't have anything further tonight for my update, unless I think of something at the very end. So I will turn it over to Councilman LaFever to start us off.
Oh, great. Okay. Mr. Mayor, excuse me.
Oh, yes,
Can I
Councilman.
make a motion?
Sure.
I'd like to make a motion to reconsider Mr. Hogan's request to purchase the 2 vehicles from the August 17th meeting. Support.
It's been moved and supported. Is there any further discussion?
Mr. Mayor, for the record, I will continue to abstain on this topic based on my employment status.
Sure. Right now, this motion's just to reconsider the item to take it back off the table, but that's certainly good to know. So we've got motion and support. Any further discussion? Councilwoman Pate?
Yeah, I just was thankful to get a little bit more information and some time to think about this. It appears that we do have to finance these trucks. I will vote yes because I don't want to keep Bill from having what he needs to get our trash picked up, but I am adamant about us getting together and talking about doing our business differently with the garbage. And you know, people are upset about a lot of things right now in Trenton, and they have told us for a long time that they would like curbside recycling. And I think it's time to have a very meaningful discussion about how we do that, because these trucks are a lot of money. And I think we owe it to them to bring them something. I think we can do it. It seems like we can. I've been talking to a few people about it, so hopefully we get a chance to meet about that and discuss it a little further. And this would be something we could do positively for our community, I believe, in the long run. So I just wanted to get that out in the open.
Sure. Thank you, Councilwoman. Councilman LaFever?
Well, yeah, I don't disagree with you, but we have studied it in the past, and I think the last estimate we had from Mr. Hogan was $108 a ton to recycle. And we're paying $18 a ton for trash. So it's like $90 more a ton. That money's got to come from somewhere. So if you're going to take out the police and fire, whatever it is, to do recycling, you know, I can't support that. But I am, you know, my wife is a big recycler, you know,
yeah.
but to go ahead and take that and sacrifice other places in the city, we don't have any extra money to my knowledge. That's why I really can't support it. But discussion is fine, but I don't want people to think that we can afford to do it. That's just my opinion, okay?
Sure, thank you. Well, do we have any further discussion? So we've got, seeing none, unanimously so ordered to reconsider the item. Does anyone want to make an ensuing motion here?
I make a motion that we purchase the 2 trucks.
Okay. we've got Motion and support. Is there any further discussion? I know Councilman Cabawatan wants the roll call here. So,
Thank you.
do we have any other further discussion? No. All right, Madam Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Cabawatan,
Abstain.
LaFever,
Yes.
Pate,
Yes.
Peruggi,
Yes.
Rezeppa,
Yes.
Von Crooks.
Yes.
Benedetti.
Yes.
Motion carries, Mayor Rezeppa.
Thank you very much, Madam Clerk. We appreciate that. Thank you, Councilman Peruggi, for that, too. So we'll go back over to Councilman LaFever for other council business here.
Just one comment, okay? I talked to Wendy before the meeting, but about 3 weeks ago, we drove downtown and ate breakfast down there. My wife noticed all the beautiful plants hanging down there, and 3 days later, they were all gone. Wendy, you gave me some sort of an update on what happened to the flowers?
Yeah, if you'd like, I can give an update.
Oh, certainly, yeah.
So Mr. Sargent had mentioned that he was going to be losing some of the people to going back to college who were taking care of the plants, and the plants were starting to weather slightly. So there was some discussion about taking them out before the gentleman left for college. The City Beautiful Commission was hoping that they would stay up a little bit longer. Within a week's time, they literally turned to, I don't know, they kind of burnt up, if you will. And so I made a call to the City Beautiful Commission and said it's time for them to come out. Now, I don't know what happened, but I think perhaps they just didn't have the ability to continue to water them, or it was just at the end of their season and their life. That I don't know for sure, but I mean, they have, when they were planted, they actually have a slow release fertilizer that keeps them looking good throughout the season, which is something that is beneficial to going with this person that provides the flowers for us. We didn't have that prior, and the last 2 years, they've really grown and looked quite beautiful. So it's just a matter of how we, maintain them, I guess, throughout the season. And, the City Beautiful Commission is talking with Kevin about how to.
Cool, that's, I was
they're-
going to suggest that.
Those discussions are being had on what they can do to preserve their life and last longer. But
Great.
they did pretty well through the end of August. So we had them since, I believe, late May, perhaps, is the plan. I think they're
Okay.
delivered late May, early June.
That sounds right, yeah. I know next to nothing about whether it be flowers or any sort of garden like that, so that's good to know, and I'm glad that hopefully the City Beautiful Commission will have some insight and good things that we can make sure.
Yeah, they're meeting tomorrow morning at 10:30, if anyone wants to go to their meeting.
Okay, well, thank you very much, Councilwoman. Did you have something?
Yeah, are they going to follow up like we've done in the past with the mums now?
I don't believe they are this year due to
Due to what?
COVID or expenditure.
COVID, what's that got to do with the
Well, I
mom?
mean, the budget, they were given a budget, we did provide them with a $1,000 budget. They have to save $650 roughly of that for the flowers for next year. And I think they have about $250 left in their budget, so we can
I think we need to amend that.
talk to them about that. I
Yeah,
don't-
because we've set up money
Yeah.
for another $10,000, remember, in the budget for aesthetics? So I think we need to amend that and give them the money to put those mums up and make that downtown look good.
Sure.
I mean, the COVID's not going to take over the flowers.
Well, it was the budget, but it's not the
well,
virus, but it was.
Yeah, but you know what I
They were
mean.
trying to be budget friendly, so.
Well, I'd make a motion to fund the mums for downtown and keep our town looking good. It's bad enough the businesses are suffering. Let's make downtown aesthetically beautiful. So I would, whatever it is, I know there's not that much money because I've bought them in the past. So
I think they would have to, I mean, I can call them when we leave, and, because I know they meet tomorrow, so they can
Yes.
work that out and figure out how they're
Yeah,
going to get
I
them.
think
But
that- and
Brulig's, I believe, is a place that
Brulig's.
Okay,
usually
correct me if I'm
provides
wrong,
them,
Scott, but I think that
Well, we've
because it's
gotten
such a
them
small amount
in
of
the-
money that
Yeah, it
that
is.
they can just go ahead and do that and
Yeah, I would defer to Karen, the
Yes.
controller, she is on.
Okay.
But yes, as long as it does not go over $2,000.
I don't know. I would
So you're
probably-
authorizing that, Mayor?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
No,
so-
it's
Thank
certainly
you, yeah.
something that
Yeah,
we can.
absolutely.
Yeah, and I know that typically the Scarecrow Festival provides the leftover decorations out front, I believe. So they would also have to perhaps have some funding for the front of City Hall also.
Let's just get it done.
Yeah,
Thank you.
cool. Oh, there we go.
Regarding the mums or the bales of hay, we really need to pay attention because for handicap accessibility, especially leading into election with all of the traffic, because actually we had problems that it wasn't fully handicap accessible last year with all the flowers and the bales of hay at the entrance. It's such a tight area anyway. So if we can at least try to keep it away from the entry point to the City Hall.
There's those 2 pots out front. I believe if we just fill those, it should
Yeah,
probably.
and I think last year it got beyond that.
Yeah,
That we had some problems on some issues.
yeah, I'll let them know. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you all very much for that. Councilman LaFever?
And the last thing was, I got up over the weekend, went outside and looked, and my neighbor's grass was gone. Looked out there, it was all brown. The next day, I looked in my yard, and it was brown. And a guy came out and said, the city of Trenton's full of mole crickets. If you drive by and see somebody's lawn, it goes all brown spots and get bigger real quick. That's the mole cricket eating your grass. So if you look out there, it's shocking how many places have mole crickets in Trenton. So you might want to call your lawn guy.
You're making me form some beads of sweat here. I've got
I
a
was
little
just
bit of
shocked.
a,
I was just shocked. My neighbor takes care of the lawn really good. I looked out and said, what happened to it, And the lawn guy came out and said they were mole crickets. He said, Trenton's the worst city for mole crickets, if you can believe it.
I've never even heard
I
of
have in
them.
my yard, it's a lot, but they're moving around, so keep an eye out for them.
Yeah, thank you very much. I'll have to pay extra attention to that.
Yeah. And then I want to congratulate Tim Beaker on getting the ice rink open. It'll be open on the 14th. He's out there painting and getting the ice down and trying to book teams in there. He's done a great job. It's a lot of work trying to put the schedule together now when some rinks are closed. He's done a lot of work on that, so him and Nick and Joanne have been really busting their fannies to get that rink ready to go. So it'll be open on the 14th, ready to go. Timber, if you want to skate, you can go down there on the 14th.
I got them on.
All right, so
Ready to go.
I'll tie them for you. Okay. All right, that's all. Thank you.
Thank you.
Is it right?
So yeah, last time we didn't end up speaking, but that we had a department head meeting, and it was Tim's day off, and he was out buying the paint. So,
Okay, good.
but yes, absolutely. Thanks, to Tim, Joanne, Nick, the whole Parks and Rec team for on the fly being able to put a plan together and make sure we're doing everything safe and that everyone can enjoy some semblance of normalcy here too. So thanks, Councilman. Councilman Perugia.
Nothing tonight, Mayor.
Yep. Thank you very much, Councilman. Councilwoman Pate.
I have a couple of questions. If Joanne's not available, maybe Tim can help us, or you.
Sure.
The ability of the Westfield Center opening for seniors, I know it's still probably very risky for them, but with some of the other things going, I think we were talking about looking at things in October as we're kind of going month to month, waiting for the go ahead for certain things. So, people are asking about all the fall events as well.
Sure.
So the Scarecrow Festival, the citywide garage sales, and if you could give us an update on what the perspective looks like for going into the fall.
Yeah, no, that's a very good question. So right now, frankly, the only limitation the main limitation we're facing is that we still can't do in-person events larger than 10.
Okay.
From the start, it's pretty much just wait until we get the all clear on that front. And then I think that, we'd probably be ready, just like with the ice rink, within a matter of days, a week, to have everything good to go, and have those events. And Tim, I know you're on, I don't mean to put you on the spot, but I will. But I did want to see if, what senior programming we may have going on right now, or what is available, whether it be, different outdoor activities, even smaller group things, but just, I guess, what programs may or frankly may not be available for that matter.
Definitely. Our team has actually been working on some different ideas and concepts. I know Joanne has been speaking with a couple of the seniors in town to figure out what everybody would want to partake in. We actually had a bridge club registration, and we've had some other things starting to move along. So we should see some more activities and things like that going out very soon. And hopefully we can get everybody back to doing something, somehow, some way, whether it's outside on nice days, or slowly but surely bringing Westfield back online when we're able to do so.
Great, thank you. And I know you had mentioned that October 1st date, and I mean, frankly, at the time, it was kind of just an arbitrary target at this point, but is increasingly seemingly realistic. So I guess just hopeful that things don't get worse, for that matter.
And then will the commissions be telling us about the different fall events
Oh,
shortly
certainly.
as well?
Yeah,
Maybe
and
they
Tim,
can
did you
keep
have
us
anything
updated.
on that front? I know that for the citywide garage sale, the one thing that we had said was that I don't know that it's super responsible for us to be sponsoring and encouraging something like that, but from that same token, we can't prevent people from having garage sales on that weekend. So while we might not want to encourage that, it is probably something that is okay to do, assuming you do so the right way. So, Tim, did you have anything else to add for any of the other programming at that point?
I apologize. I could not hear the question on my end, so I don't know.
Oh, no, that's okay. Councilwoman Pate asked if there was any updates on just different fall events, whether it be like the Scarecrow Fest, citywide garage sale, different things like that, what the prospectus might be.
No, definitely. We're having an unofficial citywide garage sale, so to speak, this year. So the city really isn't backing it, and everybody does kind of have an idea of what the dates were originally set. So it is what it is, unfortunately, this year, and we're trying to make the best of that situation. I think I do know our department has been doing a lot of different things behind the scenes and trying to make some things go. So I don't want to steal the thunder before things are completely ready to go. Joanne and Hannah have a lot to come out here pretty soon, so hopefully we'll see those things in front of you guys.
Great, thank you very much. And yeah, so as that information comes to light too, that as you want to pass it on to council, that'd probably be good too, so everyone can stay aware. Cool. Thank you very much, Tim. Cool.
Okay, and then I also had a question about, a resident was asking about the Auburn Cafe. Well, it was, I think, what it was supposed to be, but that's where the herb garden and the cleaners used to be. If we can have an update on that site, and he was not happy about the way it was looking, and if there's anything we can do about that. So I told him I'd ask him about that tonight.
It's, it does not look good, and that's one of the things that next Monday, when we'll have Jim Wagner do an update on all the economic development stuff, that was one of the ones that I unfortunately don't have my notes in front of me that he did update me on briefly, but Scott, I don't know if you had anything that you wanted to...
Yes, actually, that property was just issued a demolition order within the last probably 2 to 3 weeks. There has been a proposal or a request from the property owner to allow him to finish the project, but not fully. And we're in discussions on that, but it's gone 2 full years with no activity, and yes, it looks awful. The weeds have got to be 3-4 feet high. It is very unsightly, and we're not sure that it's structurally sound on, especially the westerly wall that's closest to the fire station. But the demolition order was issued recently.
Okay. Okay, speaking of which, do we have any update on Riverside Hospital? That you can,
Take it away,
that you can
guys.
share with us.
When we talk about economic development next Monday, we'll raise it.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Hopefully something good then, right?
Your hopes up, Steve.
Oh, and then I guess just to finish, I just want to welcome all the school kids back and the school staff. And we survived the first day at our home, and I know it wasn't easy for teachers, it wasn't easy for parents and all the support staff. So I wish them well, and tomorrow's a full day, so good luck to everybody out there.
Ain't that the truth? Yeah.
I'm done.
Well, thank you very much, Councilwoman. Councilman Cabell-Watton.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. First of all, thank you to Tim, Joanne, and everybody over at the ice arena for all your efforts in trying to get us back online with the ice rink. No, it's not, it seems like lately when things happen over there, it's like it's quiet, and then it's an emergency. So thank you for your efforts. I know it hasn't been easy this year. To those of you that are teachers or have school children back in school, welcome back. Happy first day of school. I heard some good reports this afternoon from my wife. When I talked to her, it sounded like the day went pretty well, but it's always a learning curve. So congrats to all those, and thank you to all those in the education field and working through these challenges. And other than that, just welcome to September. I don't know where the year's gone so far, but welcome to September and some cool weather. So other than that, I have nothing really else to add tonight.
Thank you, Councilman. Councilwoman Von Crooks.
Yeah, just one thing. I'd like to send my condolences to the family of John Wyke. John, he was a longtime Trenton resident that was on our school board. He did a lot in the community, and his wife passed away not too long ago, and we've lost Mr. Wyke, and I just wanted to send condolences to his family. Bruce, his son, was on the school board too, and there's a lot of history there with the Wyke family, so just my condolences to their family. And just to add to the fall thing, I think we need to let the residents know if we're going to do Halloween and have the trick-or-treating on that Saturday night between 6 and 8. We usually set the hours and set it. I don't know if they're considering doing it this year or whatever, but
yeah, to be honest, at this point, I've had zero discussions about it. I think it's sort of, I could realistically seeing it be something that isn't really figured out until a week or two prior, just given the nature of the world, unfortunately. I'm certainly hopeful that we'll get that. I remember, I think it was last year or 2 years ago that I just bought way too much candy, and then it started pouring rain.
Right. It's so good. What'd you do with it?
It's all gone now. We'll leave it at that. But yeah, no, I would certainly, it's one of those things that brightens my day a little bit too, especially having a bunch of kids that live where I live too.
I know.
So yeah, hopefully that's something that we can do, and as soon as possible, we'll get that information out there too, once we get some clarity.
Great. Okay, that's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Last but not least, Councilman Benedetti.
I'd like to echo the sentiments of their council about welcoming the teachers and the kids back. Yeah, it will be a learning curve for some of them this year. One thing we got to remember is with the bridge being closed, people on Marion and Harrison have to remember to please drive slow by those schools. Even when West Road was open, we had problems every year at Head Key, people not paying attention, flying down the street, running late for work. So just pay attention to the kids, because I know some are going to ride their bikes. They're going to be going on their own. It's, my grandson's already started, can I go by myself to school this year? So just be aware of the kids, because they're not going to be paying much attention like they should to the traffic around them, because they want to get there and stuff. So please just watch out for them. That's it.
Great. Thank you very much, Councilman. So we will now turn it over to our other elected officials. Madam Clerk, do you have anything for us tonight?
I would just like to mention the next regular council meeting is on Monday, September 21st. And I also want to mention to anybody that is watching the meeting tonight via Zoom, I see that there's 25 participants on Zoom. And I'm not sure if everybody caught what the mayor had made a statement at the beginning of the meetings stating that we are live stream like normal right now. So if you want to watch the council meeting, it's best to have two screens on your computer at home or laptop. One to, you can be watching it on the city website. There's a little link that says council meetings. If you click on that, you'll be able to watch the meeting live stream. The Zoom portion is for public participation only. That's if you want to speak, then you would need to do Zoom either on your laptop or on your telephone to call into the number that's listed on the screen. But otherwise, you can be watching the meeting live stream on the website via the YouTube link, or on your cable TV at home if you have Comcast or WOW. So I'm just hoping that everybody was able to hear the meeting tonight. I think if you were trying to watch the meeting via Zoom, you were going to have a hard time. So for the next council meeting, you can either watch it live stream or watch it on cable TV at home.
Thank you very much, Madam Clerk. You explained that far better than I could have, too. So I appreciate you and Teresa and Pat and all your guys' efforts to make sure that this worked okay. And knock on wood, I think so far so good. But I'm not watching, so we'll see. So thank you for that. Yeah. Our assessor, Mr. Dahlquist.
Mayor Zeppa, I have nothing for you tonight. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Dahlquist. And our treasurer, Mr. McCullough.
Nothing for me, thanks.
All right, thank you, Mr. McCall. Next up, do we have any of our department heads that would like to address myself, council, and the public here? Is there any of our department heads that have any updates they'd like to give?
Oh, man.
I'll give you a couple seconds.
Turned it off.
I've had that happen before, no worries. So, all right, I don't see any department heads. So I think that, just want to make sure. Yep, we'll move on to the public comment portion. For anyone on the Zoom looking to participate in the public comment portion, please use the raise hand feature, which is located at the bottom of your screen. If you click participants and then raise hand from there, you should be able to find it on Zoom. So once again, participants on the bottom tab, then click raise hand. We ask that you would begin with your name and address, direct all questions through me, the chair, and please limit your questions to 5 minutes, and we'll have the handy timer here too. So feel free to take a second here to find that raise hand feature if you are looking to speak today. And we do have one hand up here, and it is Miss Chappelle. So Miss Chappelle, Miss Amy Chappelle, if you would like to unmute yourself, feel free to go ahead and begin with public comment.
Hi, this is Amy Chappelle. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
2207 Ashby. I was calling in because I wanted to say that I couldn't really hear the other people in the room tonight. I think that's what you were kind of talking about at the end there, is that you could also watch it on YouTube. But I want to make sure that I have the ability to hear everybody in the room and all the discussion. I could not hear anything that Councilwoman Pate said. I couldn't hear Councilman Lefevre the first time he spoke. I couldn't hear Councilman Kabawatan. And so it concerns me if there's going to be any discussion about McCall Steel property or anything else. I need to hear every single word that's being said. And then the other thing is, I went to the website because I was struggling to find the link. And I went to the website, and I saw that you could click to watch the meeting, and it took you to YouTube, and that's where it's like live streaming. It's a little bit delayed, obviously, but there you can't participate. So I'm wondering, is there a link on the home screen to the Zoom meeting?
Off the top of my head, I'm not sure. Unfortunately, the computer I'm on is the one that's being used for the Zoom, so
okay.
I'm hesitant to stray away. But our clerk is saying that yes, there is.
Okay. So I struggled to find it on there. It might just be me. But anyway, I prefer that you guys go back to the way you did before in terms of everybody speaking and putting themselves on mute, just because I could hear everyone before and I can't now. That's just my input and feedback, and that's all.
Well, thank you very much, Ms. Chappelle. It's, I think goes without saying, it's been a bit of a journey to try and find the right technological piece here. Sorry, I just wanted to make sure this was turned off, but to make sure that everything is good. And it's certainly a fair point and fair concern that we want to make sure that everyone can hear absolutely everything. Unfortunately, the recording will be on YouTube and it'll be replayed on the cable channel, so the sound should be all playing clear through then. So hopefully that helps, but minor hiccup, and we'll make sure that we can continue working on this.
Well, and I just want to make sure that I can participate and hear live in the future, because I can't hear it live right now, and going back and watching it and not being able to hear it as it's going on or make a comment isn't going to work with everything that's going on, I don't think.
Certainly. No, very fair. I certainly appreciate that. Thank you very much. Alrighty. Next up, we have an account that just says Trenton Towers.
Edie.
Yes, that's me. I'm Edie Traster. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can, Miss Traster. So
Thank
feel
you.
free to
I'm at
begin.
2645 Riverside Drive, apartment 1113. I live at Trenton Towers. And I also had the experience that your previous speaker just had. I called the city twice. I went online 3 times. At about 6:58, I finally found on the website for the city a place where I could connect to the Zoom meeting. And then somehow or other, I didn't have the password. So I almost got there, and they wanted a password, and I tried things like Trenton and whatever. I didn't have it. So then I went back in and found tracked through almost the same path, and there was the password, and I got in, and I'm very glad I did. I also couldn't hear Wendy Pate when she was speaking, and I don't know why, because it seemed like last time it worked quite well when whoever was speaking would be on the screen and you could hear the words. I'm also really concerned about public participation in the COVID era. I do understand that you're working with very difficult circumstances, and so are all the rest of us. But I am really concerned about when the vote on the McLeod property zoning is going to take place, and I implore you to try to get all the quirks out so that as many members of the public as possibly can participate and at least hear and see what's going on. And that's really all I had to say for tonight. Thank you very much.
Oh, thank you, Ms. Traster, and certainly that, right, it's, it goes without, I guess, I would say it goes without saying, but maybe not, but no, you've got my word there that we'll make sure that this isn't something that, that has we'll make sure that it is something that has adequate notice for everyone to participate, for sure. So thank you very much, and hopefully we'll get some of the stuff worked out here, too. All right, do we have anyone else from the public wishing to speak? We'll give it just a second to see if anyone else needs to. Again, if you're trying to participate, just by clicking participants and then the raised hand feature on the bottom. We'll give it just a couple seconds to see if anyone else needs to. Oh, we have Haley from, is it Senator Chang's office?
Yeah, hi everybody. I hope you guys are doing well. My name's Haley Roll. I'm from the Office of State Senator Stephanie. I just wanted to remind everyone that we're very available to assist in anything that you guys might need. If you need to get a hold of our office, we're answering phones and responding to voicemails really quickly right now, or you can go to the senatedems.com/chink and we can get you a lot of help with unemployment, whatever resources you guys might need.
Right. Thank you very much, Haley. We certainly appreciate that. Is anyone else from the public looking to speak? All right, I don't see anyone else. Entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Support.
Moved and supported. Oh, we've got one more here, actually. We'll leave that motion on the table, but we'll allow this one. We've got Kirsten. Very, very faintly.
Okay, let me see. Can you hear me now?
It's getting better.
Okay. I just wanted to reiterate what Amy Chappelle mentioned about the sound quality not being good. I participated in a few of the Zoom meetings, and this one was probably the worst with regard to not being able to hear the council members that were speaking at the beginning. So I just wanted to agree with her and reiterate with her. I also had a question. I don't know if you can clarify it for me. I'm not sure if I understood it correctly, but I think I heard mention of a $10,000 increase for moms this year.
No, I'm not sure what you may have heard, but no, it was $1,000 was the total budget for the year for the city.
Oh, okay. I wrote down 10,000. I wasn't sure what that referenced. And then finally, I wanted to read something with regard to land use pertaining to the zoning proposal impacting the McLeod Steel property. From the EPA Ports Primer for Communities that is available online, under land use,
section 5.2, it says land use at ports can have a direct impact on neighboring residential communities. Impacts include competition between port land uses and community land uses as ports expand, loss of residential and commercial property through the exercise of eminent domain, potential for decreased property values for residents of near port communities, air and noise pollution from machines, trucks, and ships, as well as channel maintenance and expansions, light pollution from both constant and flashing lights. Ports are also often co-located with other heavy industries. They attract more of the same, things that would be necessary in order to maintain the transportation vehicles, etc. Ports are often co-located with other heavy industries. The combined effect of port operations along with operations at neighboring facilities may create a disproportionate burden for the communities located near ports. It also states, and again this is from the EPA, Ports Primer for Communities, that land use regulations are typically regulated at the local level by city and county governments. In some instances, the Port Authority itself may be set up as a political subdivision of the state called an independent port or navigation district. In these instances, the Port District may have regulatory control of land use within their jurisdiction. But federal agencies, including EPA, do not have direct authority over zoning and other land use decisions made at the local level. Land use decisions at the state or local level may be subject to NEPA requirements if federal funding is involved. Also, some states have state requirements that may affect land use decisions. I wanted to bring that up because on the August 3rd council meeting, when Mr. Dahlquist, our assessor, made clear that 84% of the property is currently mixed-use zoning ever since 2007, and only 16% is or has remained original I3 zoning, that he, at the tail end of his commentary, said that the EPA would have a say in what the land use would be. So I wanted to clarify that so that there's no misunderstanding on public record or for those who are listening. And I thank you for your time.
Great. Thank you very much. We appreciate that. So we'll give it one last chance here to see if anyone else from the public would like to raise their hand here. All right. With that, we've got the motion and support for adjournment. Is there any further discussion? Seeing none is unanimously so ordered. Adjourn at 7:43 p.m. So take care, everyone. Thank you.